The US market has closed at its highest level in history, and the Aussie share market has opened at its record highest level in history on the first trading day of December. Welcome to the Daily. My name's Jessica Amir, market strategist with Mumu. US stocks ended their shortened week last week in brand new record all-time high territory. But zooming out, the bigger picture is far brighter. The S&P 500 posted its best monthly gain in a year. It rose 3.4%, and that was supported by Tesla shares charging 33% last month. Garmin rose 28%, and Taser stock, Axon, rose 45%, while down under, the Aussie share market recorded its best gain also in 12 months, rising almost 4%. Sigma Healthcare was the standout, up 47%, Pro Medicus up 29%, Web Travel up 28%. Now, the one big takeaway from November that you could carry into December is that tech stocks have continued to lead the market higher, and that's what's happened all year. Now, the thinking is that the bull market appears to have gained momentum. It's, I guess, waved through. Gaining extra charge. Why? Well, bond yields have continued to sag, and the US dollar has carved out its biggest weekly drop in 3 months because fears about Donald Trump's extreme trade policies seem to have died down. And the market's fear gauge has also fallen to a 5-month low. Now, this doesn't mean that November's gains, where Tesla rose 33% and Sigma rose 47% as examples, and the broad market gained 3%. It doesn't mean all this can be replicated in December. And it doesn't mean we won't experience a pullback. But if we do see a pullback, which you may expect in December, because December's not usually as strong as November. So if we see a pullback, then you might be expecting investors to buy the dip and seeing pullbacks as opportunity. As for stocks to watch, consider broadly the Aussie share market has continued to hit a new record all-time high today on Monday for the first day of December. Stocks to watch include gold and copper stocks that are likely to hit higher levels because their respective commodity prices are moving on up. Focus is also on WiseTech Global. That's because the founder, Richard White, has sold down an 8.2% stake in the company, but do keep in mind the company has got majority of its revenue under contract with the largest freight companies in the world. Also keep an eye on Star Entertainment. Why? Well, they've got a new CEO. He starts today. And keep an eye on Qantas. Qantas, the flying kangaroo, should be on your radar. That's because they're about to launch their longest Airbus yet. It can travel for 11 hours non-stop, and it burns 30% less fuel. It's called the A321 XLR, and they'll kick off the new flight or the new series of flights from April next year. Now, broadly, do keep an eye on the Aussie share markets biggest ETF, the Australian Share ETF VAS, that is expected to potentially hit higher levels as we head into the end of 2025. Also keep an eye on key beneficiaries from Black Friday and Cyber Monday, such as Garmin and JB Hi-Fi. Garmin shares have hit new record all-time highs, and they're up about 70% this year. JB Hi-Fi up by a similar tune. But the bottom line, as we expressed on our weekly, you could expect stocks like these to gain more momentum. Why? Well, festive season spending is expected to hit $1 trillion this season. That's a record. And just closing off, here's some things to watch for the rest of the week that could sway markets in either direction. We've got US monthly payrolls data, and the Fed chair will appear and make several speeches. And we've also got Australian third quarter economic data. Now, the bottom line is, if data comes out, it's hotter than expected, and if the Fed chair, Jerome Powell, hints that rates maybe need to stay high for longer, then that means stocks could be a little bit vulnerable, maybe pull back. But do keep in mind that bank stocks might continue to push on up if we see strength of the economy moving on up. Last but not least, keep an eye on Japan. There we're seeing bets increase that their central bank could deliver a rate hike for their final meeting of the year, and that might unnerve markets. For any detail on the stocks and companies mentioned today, head on over to Mumu's app. And that's the daily. Have a great day.